Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm awesome.
Good, good. I know your dad is Reverend Howard. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Hey, I was wondering. Lamont Gilbert had told me that you guys were very successful with the 3-day, 2-night vacation vouchers, using them for a fundraiser for your church. Can you tell me why you decided to use that kind of vehicle?
Well, we understood that Trips is geared towards helping out other businesses. And, the name focus is to help business increase their productivity, whether it's getting more out of your staff members or getting traffic flow. Trips can do it. Well, we say, you know what? A church is just like a business, too. And I grew up in church. My heart is in church, and my dad's pastor of a church. I figured out a way to actually incorporate the Trips business into churches. When you invest $500, you get 200 certificates. So we came up with the idea and the concept, well, if the church is needing to raise money, which they always are, say, for instance, if the choir needs money for a choir robe, they can do something like this. Tell you what, just give me 10 members in the choir that are dedicated to want to help raise money. And what you do is simply, you go out, you create a form, okay, and on that form you say, hey, and we'll just use my church as an example. Here at the Greater Marshmallow Baptist Church, we're raising funds for our music ministry project. Well, our project at our church is not actually for our choir robes. It's for an organ that has to get paid off. But for most churches, it is choir robes or it is something else in that entity. And let's just say you get those 10 people. They go out and they say, hey, anyone that helps donate at least a minimum of $20 towards our music ministry project, we're giving away complimentary vacation. And that's just our way of saying thank you for helping us to quickly reach our goal. And the reason why I always tell people to say quickly reach our goal, because $5 is okay, $10 is cool, but $20 is going to help us to quickly get there. And it's a vacation. And on the other side of it is it's a gift. So you and I have both received a gift before. If we couldn't if we couldn't use the gift, gave it to someone else.
Right.
Same applies with Trips. And we use it simply as a gift. When people donate to the church for the cause of whatever it is they're needing funds for, we give those gifts away as a way of saying thank you for donating to our cause. And sky's the limit, man, with this business.
Hey, that's powerful stuff. Now the question I would have for you is, what about the churches and the church members who wouldn't be interested in being a business builder and just want to buy vouchers? What made you decide to become the business builder? Can you now use the Trips program for the church to send the choir on trips to do things like that?
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I found out through our church. Every church has someone in there that is either in business or they have a close friend that has their own business. And when they're out sharing with people about how easy it is to donate and to get a vacation, they're curious, okay, if this can raise this kind of money for the church, and we didn't get to the money part, let's back up. So if you got 10 people in your choir going out donating, trying to get people to donate towards to the music ministry project, if you get 10 people doing that 10 times, meaning they gave away 10 certificates, minimum $20, 10 times 10, sir, is 100.
That's
100 times minimum $20. We say minimum because some people from our churches receive more money than that.
Right.
Right. Well, minimum 20 times 100 is $2,000.
Wow.
You do the math. I just left a church on yesterday. I just at a church yesterday. They already part of Trips, and they have about 75 members in the choir. And the pastor said, I got 200 certificates, and I need them all gone so I can order some more. Well, on Saturday, I'm going to just give them some education on Trips because they don't know anything, just in case somebody wants to ask them more questions about them. I need the choir to understand that there's 90 destinations, that there is a refundable $50 fee, a $50 setup that they have to pay. You can't go anywhere and not use a card and hold a hotel. Things like that, people need to know.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, you got 75 people? Wow. I said, well, 75 times 2 or times 3 people, man, that's. I guess all you got to do is give 2 people just give one person 2 certificates. He said, I guess that's all I got to do, Mike. It's real powerful. All you have to do is just get your people lined up, explain it to them, give it to them, and watch them bring back your money. It sells like hotcakes. Now, the people that are actually pushing it, their friends and family members are thinking, well, if this is working for you, why won't it work for my business?
So that's a roundabout way for you and your dad, who's the pastor, to kind of help businesses, is to show them how this works and let them decide to start using it for themselves. Correct?
That is correct. This is so massive. What you got to understand is that I'm working on something that's I'm trying to make it to the news. That's my plan. I'm trying to get about 10 or 12 churches. Right now I have 6. And I'm working on 6 other churches to get invested in Trips. And once I get about 12 churches, every last one of those churches are going to give me a statement back to our church saying, thank you for the fundraising idea that you gave us to where we're raising an X amount of dollars. It's going to be several $1,000s, at least minimum of $2,000. Okay? So they're setting the price for what they're expecting for a donation in order for it to be given out. Now, when we get these people, these churches, writing up these thank you letters, man, we're doing a mass press release saying, what are these people doing? This is what these churches are doing that is raising money and keeping all the profit.
Wow. Wow, that's
and
powerful.
That's big.
That's powerful stuff for a church, especially nowadays with the economics the way they are. People are really close vested with their money, and to try and get them to release those dollars even to the church is probably pretty difficult right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. The average fundraising company or agency is slow. Well, a church already has the fundraiser. They already have the vehicle. All they have to do is get people that's willing to say, hey, I love my church, and I'm going to help this church reach its goal.
Right. So rather than that person putting $5 in a basket, it's an easy sell to get them to put $20 in it and just give them a voucher in return.
Exactly. And if I was, this is the way I do it here. I like hands-on. So instead of having the church member or the committee, because most churches are going to have you speak in front of a committee or their array of people, and then those people are going to say, oh, it's a good idea, now let's share it with everyone else. But at the same time, they're not going to be the one to actually share it. They want you to do it.
Right. Right.
That's when I step in. I love doing it. Let me do it, because when I do it, you're going to be so excited. You're going to want a vacation, and that's what I also do. For instance, at the church on the other day, I said, hey, now every last one of you are going to have about 2 certificates each, because there's like 70-something of you guys. And I tell you what, the first person that get rid of their first certificate, I will give you one of my personal 3-day and 2-night certificates, because theirs a part of the church. I could give them my own.
Right.
Basically, they were rushing and running to me to give me $20. This lady was writing a check. She was an older woman. She was part of the choir. I said, you know what, you younger people that rushed up here to me, I thank you. I love your enthusiasm. Keep it, keep it, keep it. Because this young lady whipped out her purse so fast, I got to reward her. So she saw the excitement of how this thing is going to work, and she wanted to go on this vacation herself. So let's give it to her. Even though it was my certificate and it wasn't for the church, I still took that lady's $20 and I gave it to the church. And I told her, make it out to your church, the Greater New Zion Baptist Church. And I handed it to the pastor because he was there with me when I made the announcement to the church. I was a surprise to the choir. They didn't know I was coming.
Right.
That's what it is.
That's good stuff, Mike. I really appreciate the little heads up on how to help the churches out in my area, and I will get back to you soon. Thanks.